Hello, everybody. Today I'm going to be joined by a young lady called Chloe. And she's going to share some of her story and some of the techniques that helped her get from a place where she felt like she'd lost herself to where she is today. And what was the turning points for her? I'm going to leave you, first of all, with just a little bit of music, just to warm your spirits and lift up your heart. And the theme of the show is breaking patterns. So I'd like to share this music with you by Denise Wise. One day I don't know which way, I don't know. I lifted and I drifted, but the patterns they all seem to go. Break the pattern for the sake of your keeping. Don't pass it on. Learn to love it, and you will win. Don't pass it on. Yep. So I'm very pleased to welcome Chloe to join us today. And Chloe has got such an amazing story because I can so relate to her. And have you noticed how, interesting enough, when you've been through something in your life, and you start attracting people towards you who know what you've been through. So I can relate to what Chloe's been through. And first of all, a very warm welcome and thank you for joining us this morning, Chloe.
Hiya.
Thank you. And well done, love, for stepping up, because it's your first time on Zoom today, isn't it?
Yep. Very nervous, but I'll be okay.
No, you've got such an important message to share, and I can relate to that being nervous, because when I first started doing all this kind of talking in front of other people, I was so nervous. I hid behind a paper. I was like, are you still there, everybody? And do you know, I got so passionate about wanting to share the message, what I've been through, and knowing that I could help other people through that, it helped me to overcome those nerves and those feelings of, oh dear, what's the world thinking? Yeah. But I think that's one of your important messages. I think, as we were talking earlier, you said to me, you've got to a point in your life when you don't care what people think about you.
No, I don't. I really, at the end, like I said to you, I don't care what people think anymore. That's their judgment at the end of the day, and that's their opinion, but I don't let it affect me. I just think I am who I am, and this is who I'm going to be, and I'm not going to change for anybody.
Yeah, brilliant. Well done. And what was the turning point, Chloe, where you realised that other people's opinions were impacting on you?
I think it was when I come out as gay, and there was a lot of negativity of people towards me, and I got to the point I think I can't help who I am. And like I said, if they what be like that, it's society for you. You're going to get people like that. So, and my turning point was I just don't care anymore. This is me. This is the true me. I'm not going to keep hiding myself away and being miserable to please other people.
Yeah, excellent. Well done. And can I just share something which I don't know if I've ever shared this with you? I read a book years ago, and I wish to heavens I could remember what the name of that book was, and I'm sure it will manifest again one day. But it was all about spiritual journeys and how people take different avenues. Yeah. And I think it was along the lines of, do we have choices? Okay. And did you know that being gay or not being gay, or being black or white or whatever color it is actually all genetic? It's all in your chromosomes. So really, it's not a logical choice. It's something we're destined to be.
Yeah. So that took a lot of years for me to convince myself that what went wrong, or how did this happen? But over the years, I've actually learned it is genetic. We're all programmed. The way we are is the way we're programmed.
Yeah, excellent.
So it's what we come through with in life.
Yeah, yeah. And this is also, if you're looking at the bigger picture, it's your spiritual journey that you've asked to go through.
Yeah. So there are some things on my spiritual journey I go, why did I ask for this again?
We've all been there and done that, Chloe. It's like, what? Seriously? Why would I agree to this? Okay. But, if we can see the lessons within what we've been through, we can turn it around. And I think that was a major point for you, where you stopped and started analysing what you were actually saying to yourself, wasn't it?
Yes. And I must admit, like you were saying about lessons and that, I've looked back on some of the things that happened to me. And I used to be a very angry person about certain things, but now I look at the lessons and think, if certain things hadn't happened to me, would I be the person I am today? Would I have learned to be a stronger person, to go out and fight for myself, and things like that? Yeah. So like I said, I've looking at it now, I can see like the lessons in it, but when I was a kid, you can't, because your brain only thinks, why did this happen to me? And I'm so angry this happened to me. But like I said, it is difficult at first to see the lessons, but you can see the lessons, once you sort of open yourself up a bit, you can sort of see, okay, this happened because of this, and that happened because of that. And then you kind of learn to move on.
Yeah, absolutely. Did you do it by talking through things, or did you write things down? How did you actually go through that process?
I think I'm an overthinker, so I literally just sat and thought about it all day. Do you know what I mean? I just sort of went back through my life, and I was just thinking about things that happened, and that's kind of how I got to think, well, actually, if that hadn't happened, I wouldn't be this today. So yeah, no, I'm not someone who writes down very often. I kind of just think.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. And for some people that can really work. Okay.
Yeah.
Can I just share a little idea, just because, for me, if I think and think and think something, I go so deep into it that I can't see a way forward.
Because yes, I have had that problem in the past.
Okay. So if I'm in it emotionally and thinking about it, it consumes my whole mood, my day, my everything else that's happening. So it takes me way often from what I need to do.
Yeah.
So by writing things down, it might not work for everybody. It's worth a try though. If you write things down, it helps you to detach from it and put it aside.
Okay. I'll have to try that one.
Okay. And when you come back to it, you can then look at it objectively.
Yeah.
And often, like I didn't realize until I started my healing journey how angry I was, not only with the world, but with myself, allowing things to happen.
Yeah.
And when I stopped and looked at my writing in front of me, I thought, oh my God, I wouldn't want to be around me. And that was the turning point for me to realize that's why I need to change my thoughts.
Yeah. I must admit, it's amazing how much anger you actually hold in yourself without even realizing that there's actually anger sitting there until you've either written it down, or like me, sometimes I vocalize I have a good rant for 10 minutes and I go, wow, that was a lot. You know what I mean? I didn't even realize that was bugging me.
Yeah. And talking it out, I think, is a really good way of releasing that from your body.
Yeah.
But I will add though, if anyone, if you find yourself going over and over the same things, please reach out for help.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, definitely. Just whoever's about, just ask for some help. Because it's better to have someone there to help you and guide you through it than it is to suffer on your own. Because I know from previous, I used to shut down and not speak, and it made it worse. So yes, by all means, I'll ask for help.
How did you feel when you shut down, Chloe?
Honestly, very detached from life. Like everything could go wrong. I didn't want to be here anymore. I got to the point that I was kind of like, I just didn't want to live in this world anymore. And it was just like nothing I could go right for me. It was like one bad mistake after another. And I got so deep into this hole that I could not see a way out.
Well done. Thank you for sharing. I know this is hard for you, but I really appreciate what you're doing, Lovey, because I know there's a lot of youngsters right now who really don't know who they are.
Yeah.
And we've known each other for a lot of years, haven't we? Must be 10 years?
19.
19 years.
years.
Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, because our children. Yeah, you're the same age as my son, aren't you?
Almost, almost. There's a couple of months between us.
Wow. Yeah, I've forgotten it was that long. Wow. And you have grown so much and been on such a roller coaster of a ride, haven't you?
Oh yeah, it's a very big roller coaster, very like, you know, high up. But
Yeah.
like I said, thankfully now the roller coaster sort of evening itself out.
Yeah. So how, now you're getting into a better place. Do you feel that you've kind of found yourself more?
I'm starting to find myself. I know I've got still quite a bit to go, but I have started to realise who I am now, and it's not the person I thought I'd be.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm, like I said, like certain with my family, and that I look at my family and I think I could so easily have just turned out like how they are. You know, but thankfully I've kind of veered off that path and going towards, you know, someone I really want to be as well.
Excellent. Well done. Well, no, I'm really proud of you, Chloe, because you've really turned your life around.
Thank you.
Well done. Can you pick up on the point what you just said there, because you said about you could have been like your family, and I want to say for anyone who's listening to us today, often when we see something around us, I'll take responsibility for this. I used to say it was everyone else's fault. I was angry with them. They've done this, they've done that. They hadn't done that. If they hadn't said this, I wouldn't be in this mess right now.
Oh yes, I know that one.
But what I did, I got to a point in my life where I realized that me going over and over this and being angry with them was actually impacting on the way I feel. Because I found out, and this is, most of what I've done and most of what I put into my book, which I know you've got a copy now, haven't you, Chloe?
Yeah.
Free to Be Me, is based on experiences I've been through. So the ups and downs and the things that have got me through. So I know if they can help me, they can help other people.
Yes.
So it's not, rocket science. A lot of it is, oh my goodness me, how come when we live with somebody, we become like them? How come when we're thinking about somebody, we feel agitated inside? It's because our mind cannot separate who we're angry with, who we're upset with, who we're blaming. So it hears in your mind that you're angry, you're upset, and you're blaming, but it believes that you're blaming yourself.
Yeah. I do know that one. I think something mum's taught me is normally what I find irritating about, say, like some of my family, is actually what I find irritating about myself.
Yeah.
So, and I have started to change that, and I don't feel so irritated towards my family anymore. I just think they know no better. That it's the way they are. They can't change at the moment because they can't see it. So I think, well, that's you, and I'm not going to hold on to that anymore.
Yeah, brilliant. Well done, though. And it does make a difference, doesn't it?
Oh, it does. It really does. It's nice because I feel a bit more free. I don't have all that anger inside me going, I just want to go kaboom.
I remember when I was younger, and this just shows the place where I was coming from, someone who'd really upset me a lot in the past. I had this image in my head because I see things in images and pictures. And I remember this person, I was so angry with them. I imagined a big bonfire and they were sitting on the top and I put a bomb underneath and I was just waiting for it to explode. And I used to laugh about it. And just that laughter and that smiling, the image in my mind made me smile. I know nowadays that being destructive isn't really the answer, but sometimes we just need that thought pattern to change, to smile about something, to see it from a different perspective.
Yeah.
And hopefully that person didn't ever get blown up, but in my mind it was just a way of releasing.
I think there's all sorts of way of releasing. I mean, I've had thoughts like that before, like something's really agitated me, I've just gone like kaboom, like, and just anything that comes to my head, and I sit there and laugh, and then I do turn around and go, I don't mean it, by the way. I just need to like release some of this, and please don't let that happen to that person.
Yeah. And laughter, I think, is one of the ways of just releasing that tension. It starts producing a different chemical reaction, so it does lift you out of that.
Yeah, it kind of makes you less negative or less angry at the person, because you can just laugh at it and think, okay, then, well, this is actually quite funny. Feel better now.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think one of the valuable lessons I learned is when that person comes into my life and there's something that I feel irritated within them, I think you said this earlier, is something that I need to work on for me.
Yeah.
And when I learned to see that person as a great teacher in my life, and I was growing because of their behavior, that actually was a real major turning point for me. It's almost like I stopped going round and round about, and I could go through that and not keep inviting it back into my life.
Yeah. Yeah, I have to admit, it's like I look at, like I said, one family member, and like what agitates me most about them is the fact that they don't know no balance in their life.
Yeah.
You know, they're always giving to one more than the other. And I sort of looked at the other day and went, oh, you've got no balance in your life whatsoever. Hence, like I said, job interview, because it's helping me to balance out parts of my life, you know, to go and give to others and to go and help and to, you know, and to also do something for myself. So yeah, looking at that now, I was like, oh, okay then. But it's like, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. And that's what I learned to say. Thank you. Thank you for showing me. I
Yeah.
remember when I first started my healing journey, I was going through a time when I need to really step up my boundaries, say no to people, and to not let people in who were basically draining me, make me feel unwell.
Yeah.
Well, they weren't making me feel unwell, but I felt unwell around them. I've got to say that, turn it around a bit. I actually irritated people more than I was when I was in that, what I'd call subservient space. And I remember my ex saying to me, what on earth's gotten into you lately? He wasn't as polite as that. What on earth's got into you lately? And I just smiled, looked at him, and walked away. I wasn't even going to humour him with his response, because he was in that narcissistic tendency. I just looked at him and thought, thank you for showing me that I've grown and that you've noticed. Thank you. It would have been really easy to react to that. So how do you turn that around, Chloe, when people are still kind of putting you down and make you feel bad?
I reflect back at them. I don't know, I can't tell you why or how I do it. It's like, take my nan, for instance. Yesterday, I was speaking to her, and she told me that I'm not going to get this job. I'm not going to do very well. To which I then turned around and said, Nay, I said, do you maybe feel like that? Because you haven't done what you want to do in your life, and you're just putting that on me because, you know, it's like, I am going to get this job. I'm going to do really well at this job. And there's nothing you can say to stop me. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. I can't quite explain how I do it at the moment. I seem to reflect back at her and ask her questions.
Yeah, excellent.
I mean, like I said, my nan was in a mood yesterday, and I thought, I ain't taking this on board. You know, yeah, carry on. She ranted and raved at me about everything and that, but I just think, well, that's the way my nan is, because I don't think my nan is happy with her life, so she takes it out on the rest of us because we're starting to live our lives, but she hasn't had the life she wants.
Yeah,
so like I said, kind of reflect that back, and she's also got, unfortunately, narcissistic tendencies. So
yeah, absolutely. Well done, and well done for spotting that and for being aware of it.
Yeah,
because that'd been really easy for you, Chloe, to carry on down that road, just being really angry with her.
Yeah, there's still slight agitation there, but not what's been building for the past few years. That seems to have, like, you know, kind of gone off. I mean, I sat and wrote my nan a letter the other day. I'm not going to send it, but just everything that's agitated me over the years, I just wrote it all down, stuck it in the letter, and I am going to plan on burning it. And I went, oh, I feel better now.
Yeah.
Like a weight come off my shoulders.
Excellent. Well done, love. Excellent. And it does make a difference, because what you're doing, you're releasing that mental stress from your mind onto the paper.
Yeah.
And I would recommend that to anybody. I've done that in the past where I've got big, huge decisions to make, or someone I need to confront. And it's almost like it's what goes on around you then subsides because you're in a better place.
Yeah. Yeah, I have that. So I must admit, it's quite nice. Like I said, she still rants and raves, but nothing I can do about that.
No. And you don't have to take it on board, Chloe.
No. No, I don't.
No. It's such a valuable lesson, though, what you've just said, is what she's feeling inside about her lack of growth is actually what she's reflecting out. And I think that is actually one of the traits of narcissists.
Yes.
Or for someone who's feeling very hurt inside, they don't go, how can I heal myself? It's always somebody else's fault.
Oh yeah, yeah, it is. I tell you, it's almost like once a week, one of the family members gets picked to have a go at.
Yeah.
Mine seems to have been this week, so next week hopefully it'll be someone else.
Yeah.
Well, no, not hopefully someone. Do you know what I mean? But I kind of wish she'd take a step back and listen to what we're saying, but she won't at the moment. So.
No. And sometimes, Chloe, you can't convince somebody when they're in that space.
No, I tried for years, and I've just gone, okay, well, this is your path you're on.
Yeah.
I do pray for her that one day she will actually step back and actually take a look before, not before it's too late, but before maybe the rest of us go and live our lives and we're not as around as much as we were.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, and your compassion is coming in for her.
Yeah, it wasn't, if you'd asked me this about 4 weeks ago, that believe me, I will say something completely different, but
But that shows how much you're growing and how much you're turning things around, Chloe. So well done, though. Well
thank
done.
you.
But such a valuable lesson, what you were talking about when you said, like, I pray for her. When you're actually praying for somebody or you're asking for good for that person, you are actually helping them, supporting them. And it's also helping supporting you because you're in that place of compassion. So you're producing the oxytocin,
Yeah,
which comes in as the love hormone. And it starts bringing the endorphins, which lifts up your spirits and gives you the courage to take that next step. So well done, love.
thank you. Like I said, it taken a long time to get there.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I'm just going to share a little technique which I found really helpful because I work a lot with colours. I just love colours. To me, colours are great. So I always have yellow around me, I have turquoise for its communication, I have purple because it's about seeing things more clearly. Okay, so if you think about Nan for a moment, and this is just an example to help people who maybe can't work it through in their mind, could find a simple technique that they could work with. Okay, so think about your Nan right now, and what colour pops into your mind, Chloe?
Green.
Green. Okay, so green is about the heart chakra, about not loving yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, so if we think about Nan now, and in your prayers next time you think of her, you're sending her that beautiful green and surrounding her in green, and sending the thought, Nan, you can see things more clearly now. So you're saying it as if she's already there.
Yeah.
You're helping her higher self. You're not directly sending it to her, you send it through your prayers to her. Nan, I can see that you're seeing things more clearly now. I'm really proud of you. Love you to bits. Or whatever words you feel. I put words into your mouth.
Well, not really. I mean, the other day I kind of shocked her and I went, actually, I'm really grateful for the things you've done for me. But I was reading your book and I was reading about, is it Centauri?
Yes.
And I was looking at, my nan actually has a lot of those traits, but she's dominated by a vine personality,
Yeah.
which then turns her into a vine personality. I was looking at going, and then mum turned around and she goes, you've actually said you're grateful. I said, well, I say, oh, thank you. She goes, yeah, but have you actually ever said you're grateful? And I went, no. So the next morning I rang her up and she went, what have you done with Chloe and where is she? or did I hit my head in the middle of the night? And no, I was just reading a book.
Excellent. Well done, love. And sometimes it's just that simple mindset can then change your perception of your life. It also impacts on the person that you're working with.
Yeah.
So well done.
Thank
You've
you.
took huge steps this last couple of months, haven't you?
Yeah, pretty much. It's been quite a few leaps and bounds. Not literally though, because that's just not possible at the moment. But you know, it is. I've noticed a major change in my life.
Yeah. Excellent. Well done, love. Can I just say I'm really, really proud of you?
Thank you.
I know how your life could have turned out. And yet you're turning it around now and you've got this passion to want to step out and you've got new beginnings coming up, haven't you?
I know. It's all a bit like, oh, everything's happening at once, and okay, like I can take this.
Yeah, excellent. Well done, love. And we won't share that, and we'll tell everyone what's happened after you've took those steps. Okay, but it's wonderful that you're actually finding something that you're passionate about.
Yeah, it is. I must admit, it's almost like it's the first thing that actually popped up on my phone. I rang them and they had a job.
Excellent.
Ready to, they said, oh yeah, we definitely want volunteers and that, and I was like, oh great, excellent, count me out, like count me in.
Yeah, excellent. That's wonderful. So is there anything at the moment, Chloe, where we could look at that maybe you need some support with as you're moving forward?
I think it's more the trying to keep positive, if you know what I mean. Like I'm not so much worried, but I think it's more like I just have this worrying, like niggling in the back of my head, like things could quite easily go downhill again. Yet there's that little voice in my head going, stop thinking like that.
Okay.
You know, start thinking positive. The more you think that like positive, the more things, you know, will start to improve. But the more I put negativity into it, the more it could go wrong.
Okay, brilliant. Well done, love. And well done for working through that, because you just worked through a whole process by yourself, love. Well done. Okay, so what affirmation do you think we could use that will help support you at the moment?
I think my affirmation I've got at the moment is I joyfully support myself in life. And that's the one that seems to kind of stick in my head at the moment. It's like it's the one that's been written in like the biggest, most colourful writing possible on my wall.
Yeah, excellent. Well done. Okay, so I joyfully support myself.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay. Okay, so I'm just processing, just so that we can bring in the support that you need. Okay, so I'm joyfully supporting myself, and everyone supports me.
Yeah.
So you're bringing in people who mirror the person that you've become.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything is falling into place today.
It is. It really is.
So, you know, it's what you've done is perfect, because you've actually started a mindset. And then what we do, we expand that program.
Yeah.
So I'm joyfully accepting all this help that's coming my way today. Wow, I'm supported by all these beautiful people. And you see those people coming towards you. Okay. And I've got this little exercise. I'll call it an exercise. Okay. Because it's something that was given to me when I did coaching. Okay. And I want to share it with you. And it's something that I can send you a copy of it, and anyone can use it. Okay. And you've already started this process, so I know that you've got to be really receptive to this. Okay. And imagine when you go to sleep tonight. Okay, so just close your eyes for a moment. Imagine you're now going to sleep. And I've got to read you this little exercise. Right. So it's called a miracle question. All right. Imagine that tonight, while you're asleep, a miracle happens. And when you wake up, your hopes and dreams have been realized. Your goal has been successfully achieved, and you were asleep, so you did not realize that this miracle had happened. What are you going to notice that's different when you awake, that begins to tell you that this miracle has happened for you?
Maybe that I can jump out of bed in the morning.
Yeah, exciting.
I think more, I'd like to wake up in the morning with a bit more energy than the kind of drag myself from the bedroom and sort of drag myself here, there and everywhere. Do you know what I mean? Just wake up with a bit more renewed energy.
Excellent, well done. Absolutely lovely. Absolutely. So what affirmation could we use with that?
I joyfully get out of bed in the morning, or I joyfully go into the day.
Yep, well done. Yeah. And keep, write that down, and then keep adding to it. Create a little story, and then, if you've got time, write down what you said, put it up as an affirmation, but maybe record it into your phone. So in moments when you're not at home, you could just listen to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could even take a photo and make it your screensaver.
I could do, actually. I want to change my screensaver. I'm kind of getting fed up looking at it.
Yeah. So the more you look at it, the more your mind will work with that program.
Yeah.
Right. And I want to say, on a spiritual level, your uncle is very much with you at the moment. He keeps popping in and out, and he came in when you were talking about your new opportunity that's coming.
Kind of weird, really, because me and my uncle weren't that close later on in his life. We were when I was growing up, but yeah, no, I must admit we weren't that close. That's interesting, if you like. That's interesting that he's popping up in my life at the moment.
But the fact that you've made this change and he couldn't, he actually wants to be there to support you and help open the doors for you.
Okay.
So just a slightly different tangent that we weren't going to go on today. If you need help and support, tell him where you'd like to go.
Okay. Well, I'll speak to my uncle more often, because I normally ask my great nana. Do you know what I mean? Because I don't know why, I've done it for years. Just ask my great nana for guidance, for help, for support, and things like that, and to kind of help me, like, just give me a bit of a kick in the right direction and not the wrong one.
Or a gentle nudge, please, Chloe.
Yeah, or a gentle nudge. It depends how much I'm not listening, because sometimes she'll kick me one, or I'll get smacked on the top of my head, and it's like, oh, okay, then yeah, what is it you want me to do?
Well done. Okay. So remember the words that you use, Chloe, and I don't want to pull you up abruptly, but just to be aware, the words you say, a kick up the butt, is like someone hurting you again.
Right. Okay.
You've had enough of that in your life, love.
Yeah, I have kind of had enough of that in my life. Yeah. Okay, so it'd be like a gentle nudge. Just give me a gentle nudge in the right direction.
Yes, please. Well done. Okay. And your transition hasn't always been that gentle, has it? You've actually moved from radically down there to radically up there, haven't you?
Yes. Yes, I have. I've had gentle periods in my life, but there's been some periods that I've kind of just been thrusted forward, and it's like, oh, ouch, and it has got too much sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, and it takes time to adjust. And I think anyone who's going through that transition, it doesn't almost become a miracle overnight, but there's a gentle step by step by step process that you go through. And
Yeah,
as you're going forward, what I would say is a word of advice for everybody. As you're going forward, some of the old stuff needs to be cleared so you don't take that baggage with you.
yeah,
And I think you've found that recently, as you're stepping forward, suddenly some of the old stuff is bothering you a bit.
yeah,
And if we actually keep looking at that, we become it.
yes.
When it comes up to be shown, it's because right now you're in a really good, strong place where you're ready to let go of it.
Right, okay.
It's time to do the healing and let go of that lack of support.
Yes, yes. I must admit, in the past couple of weeks, a lot of stuff that I thought I had dealt with has resurfaced again, and it's kind of like, okay, then I do now acknowledge that it needs dealing with, instead of going, yeah, I'll just shove that back down there and I'll deal with you later, because I found that that doesn't work anymore. You know what I mean? It doesn't help me at all.
Yeah, brilliant. Well done, love. Absolutely well done. Now, if we're looking at the bigger picture, Chloe, it's really important sometimes just to reflect how far you've come.
Yeah,
Because all of those things that you've been through are your stepping stones to what's led you to today.
yes.
And I really do hope you're very proud of yourself.
I'm getting there with the proud of myself. It's all part of that, learning to love myself. It's like, yeah, I do tell myself every day, I'm proud of how far you've come.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
One day when you're ready, Chloe, you could either record or write down parts of your story. And I think your story would be a great inspiration to a lot of people.
okay.
Because you've broke a family pattern which could have really, can I say, destroyed you?
Yes, you can say that.
Yeah. You could have gone down that road.
Yeah,
So well done, love.
thank you.
And I'd say for anybody who's listening, I am so proud of Chloe because she has broken that pattern. But it's really easy to follow on in someone else's destructive patterns.
I think sometimes if it's all you've ever known, if it's
Yeah.
all you've ever grown up with, and you don't know there's other options out there, like, I mean, I knew a spiritualism way before I started it, but I had influences in my life telling me that, and this might make you laugh, it was called cat voodoo at the time, and that's how it was, and you're not doing that. And it's like my nan said, if you start doing that, you're out of my house.
Right.
So it kind of, I got stopped jumping on that path, and at the same time I think my path started when it needed to start.
Yeah,
But it's more like I said, but with other options and that, before that I could have quite easily have followed straight to how some of the rest of my family are, and I wouldn't be, I don't know if I wouldn't be here today, or if I'd be in such a bad space, and I wouldn't know, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That I said it could have turned around very differently to how it is today.
Yeah, it's turned around completely, isn't it?
Yeah,
And I think what you've been through, Chloe, is where your passion has come from to now want to help others.
yeah.
So I'm just so grateful for you for sharing tonight. And I know we've got 100 stories we could cover today, but for the moment, I just want to cover a little technique that you were talking about, or where you were saying like you had like a bad back.
Yes, slip the disc.
Yeah. And often, if we've had something that's been suppressed for so long, it becomes dis-ease in the body.
It does, and it I think it's I mean it I can tell it started about 3 months ago, or it started a few months ago in January.
Yeah.
I cut off my spiritualism. I think it was partly to do with this COVID and being suppressed, but I also think it was to do with things weren't moving forward in my life, and I was just getting more and more agitated with everything. So I cut myself off. And I know the angels, and my guardian angel, my great man, everyone tried to get me to listen, and it's almost like I stuck my fingers in my ear and went, la la la, I can't hear you. And they tried to start the approaches, and then about nearly 4 weeks ago, I slipped my disc and I started listening. And the thing that at the time I wasn't grateful for it, actually, I think a lot of words come out of my mouth that weren't very grateful for it because of the pain. But I must admit, like, I couldn't see it at the time, but looking at it now, it was a dis-ease because they were trying to get me to listen.
Yeah.
And like the anger was building up, and that all in like my base chakra, my set, do you know what I mean? And it just, caused such physical pain, but it also opened my eyes to what was wrong. So I wasn't happy about the pain, but I'm grateful for having that pain, because it's kind of put me right back on the path that I needed, on the right path to the right path.
Excellent. Well done, love. And well done for listening, because often what happens is people overlook the pain and they keep pushing ahead, and then it comes deeper pain.
Yeah.
And can I just say before we go ahead, because it's this important for you, if you go to, where the church is in where you live, there's a healing centre on the corner.
Is there?
Yeah, a big shed, or it looks like a shed from outside.
Oh,
on the junction, there are people in there who do things to do with backs.
Oh, closer than I thought.
Yeah, almost on the doorstep, isn't it?
I must admit, my slip disc didn't last as long as last time, because I did acknowledge 2 days later that actually it was spiritual, not physical. It was just causing the physical.
Yeah. Okay.
And after that, it wasn't so bad. I wasn't so crippled in pain, and I could sit down again and not do as much as I wanted to. But do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, I must admit, it was just acknowledging it, that I think they were just trying to get my attention.
Yeah, definitely got it.
Oh yeah, they definitely got it eventually. I do find with them, like, I've been dowsing, and like, I know they don't mean to hurt me, they're just trying to get me to listen, and sometimes causing maybe just a little bit of physical pain.
Yeah.
Mine probably progressed because I still wasn't listening, because my back twinged the week before, and I went, yeah, whatever, carry on.
Yeah.
So, and it probably just built up from there. But no, I am grateful for it. Wasn't at the time.
Can I share something with you, Chloe? Because I think this is a valuable lesson, because I've been through it, and I know other people who've been through it as well. Lower back pain is kind of close to what we call sciatica, where there's a nerve trapped.
Oh yes.
Yeah, and psychologically, it's because something's getting on your nerves.
Oh, okay.
It's also to be a little bit hypocritical, because you know what you need to do, but you're not doing it.
Yes.
So not listening to your own self-care, what you need for you.
Yeah.
So well done for turning that around. So from today, you're listening carefully to yourself, to what your body's telling you. I'm honouring my needs, and I am ready to move forward now. Thank you.
Yeah. I did say that to him. I went, thank you. Like, I actually meant it about 3 weeks ago, but I said the first week that I had back pain, I went, I'm not happy about this. I'm really not happy. It's like, couldn't you have done something else? Like, couldn't you have done my knee in or something?
You're going to get up and down the stairs, Chloe.
I couldn't get down the stairs anyway. So it was kind of like I said, it's no, like I said, I am grateful that they, because from what I gathered, I was heading towards a very dark path, and I could have quite easily have gone down that path. And I know, like, you get the free will, it's your choice, but they do try to help you. So like I said, they were kind of trying to like gently nudge me to go the other direction, and I was kind of firmly stuck in that lane and wasn't budging, wasn't listening. So like I said, I am grateful to them that they've kind of shifted me over, slightly to another path, the path that I kind of need to be on.
Okay, thank you. And can I share something with you, because I think this is really important. I'm really aware that you're actually saying thank you to everybody, and that feeling of gratitude lifts up your spirits.
Yeah.
Can I pull it back just one step? Say thank you to you, Chloe, because you made that transition.
Okay. Yeah, I don't normally thank myself. I thank them upstairs, but I don't thank myself very often.
Yeah.
I think I have been the past couple of weeks, but I thank myself for actually getting out of bed without falling over. And I thank myself for my body supporting me, and helping me do certain things that, I didn't think I would be doing in quite a while. So
excellent. Well done, Lovey. Well done. So, from that message is listen to what your body's telling you. If there's pain in your body, it's there for a reason. There's a void between what you should be and where you are right now. Yeah. And that pain is often the dis-ease or disharmony in between, which is showing you what you need to give attention to. And we were talking about backs, and the back is about support.
Yes.
And I remember years ago, Chloe, I went to a guy called Mr. Scott Robinson, who's upstairs now, so I'm sure he's guiding us. Said, I went because I've got sciatica in my backside. And that's not what I used at the time. I was in a very angry space at the time. And I walked in the room and he said, "Oh, you've hurt your neck." And I said, "No, I haven't. I've hurt my back. I've got a pain in the butt." And he said, "No, you've hurt your back." I said, "No, I haven't." And he said, "Trust me, you've hurt your back." And anyway, it transpired. He said, "I'm looking at you." He said, "In your head, it's not sitting, even not on your shoulders, first of all." He said, "The way you're holding your head is showing me that you've got a pain in your back." Okay, or top of your head. And I remembered at that moment, I broke my disc or slip a disc when I was about 4 years old.
Oh, ouch.
I never really thought about it. That would have been responsible for me having migraines and that for years. And I got this treatment through this guy, and these migraines disintegrated. And migraines often come when you're being too hard on yourself. The pain in the butt was coming because I was being too hard on myself.
Okay.
And I was encouraging people at the time. I was, as a carer, I was looking after other people, looking after them, but I wasn't looking after me.
I think it's I do find it easier sometimes to look after other people, and when it comes to your own needs, you go, "Oh, I'll do it tomorrow, it'll be fine," and then, like I said, you wake up with some form of pain or a gentle nudging, if you like, in your side, and you're like, "Yeah, maybe today,"
Yeah, and I think we've all done it. And there's probably a lot of people out there at the moment going to work every day or going through their daily life with pain, but not stopping to listen to what it's telling them.
Yeah.
Or adjusting it.
No.
And one gentle little technique I would use is like we talk about backs for the moment. We'll go with that because it's about support. Right. Listen to where it's hurting. So for if I'm sitting here a little bit, I think I was leaning forward a little bit more. So I've actually got a little bit of a stiffness in my neck because I know I can get like rigid in my thoughts. So that kind of starts there. So listen to where it's hurting and start at that point. Right. So gently, just put your fingers on that place and gently massage it. Just really gentle little points, holding it, and then press a little bit more. Hold it for a few seconds and let go. And what you're doing, you're acknowledging the pain, first of all, so you're listening to what your body needs. You're stopping the energy, and then as you release, you're opening the energy up to flow, allowing it to flow. Okay. And then you just keep moving around the back of your neck and just where else does it hurt? Just keep going in towards where it hurts. And if you can release that tension up here, it often relieves the bottom part of you. Because your chakras and your energies need to flow. If you've got pain, it's because the energy is blocked. Right? And your ears, like your hands and your feet, are maps of your body. Right? Okay. So, your ears are somewhere you can reach. We can all reach our ears. Right? And one thing Mr. Scott Robinson said to me, he said, "I can tell where your pain has got to be by looking at your ear piercings." And when I see anyone with ear piercings now, it almost makes me want to cringe because I don't think they realize that each of these points around here is a point on your spine.
Yeah.
And
if I'd known years ago that this was to do the chakras in the spine, I never would have got so many piercings in my ears.
So, where it's really great to have these, wonderful jewelry. If you take them out and just massage gently around the area, it allows the energy to start flowing again. When you put the piercing in, it blocks the energy between the top and bottom half.
Okay. And I think I might have to say goodbye to this earring then up here.
Your body will do this neuroplasticity thing where, it diverts the energy, but that'll always be a more vulnerable place.
Right, okay.
So just food for thought.
Oh, I thought you said I just have to go and get tattoos instead of piercings.
No, because that has the same impact. It's changing the energy flow of your body. And I'm not saying don't do it, and all the tattooists in the world have probably got to go, "Don't be quiet." But anything that you do that's changing your body is changing the flow of the energy.
All right, well, I might have to go and get a smaller tattoo then.
Or, Chloe, you are a beautiful woman. Why not just accept that?
I'm learning to accept that. Like I said, this is a big, trying to learn to love myself. It's a big transition, but I think it's more the fact of I've been wanting this tattoo for quite a while, and it's like I said, I don't mind my tattoos, but most of my tattoos have gone more spiritual now instead of what I was having before. So
I'm not saying don't do it because I can't change that path, but maybe draw that picture up in front of it and use it as your meditation, because that symbolizes something that you need to resonate with.
okay.
Just leave it that.
I don't think I'll be having a tattoo anytime soon anyway. So
Bless you. Okay. Can I just share something with you? Because I know the remedies have had quite an impact on some of your journey, haven't they?
yes.
Okay. And for anyone who doesn't know, these are different essences which are natural. And each one of these will help with a different state of mind or different emotion. Okay. And what we do is normally a little test with a pendulum, which I need to find out how you're feeling today. Okay, so coming back to the question, is there anything we can do for you today? Often we don't understand what causes us to hesitate or to pull back when we're going forward. Okay, and what we do, if we were working face to face, I could do this with the arm with muscle testing, kinesiology. But as we can't do it through the screen. Well, should we try? Okay, we could prove something. A new technique. Okay. Okay, what we do, make a connection with you. First of all, make sure I've got a connection with you. Okay, and then ask if any of these will support you through the change that you're going through right now. And it may be at the moment, Chloe, you don't really need anything. Oops. Oh, hang on. Oh, that's interesting. So we've got crabapple. Okay, can you remember that for me? So I don't want to drop the box on the floor.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so there's just that one in there for the moment. Okay, let's have a look at the others. Okay, so let's have a look. Okay, no. Okay. Right, okay, that's interesting. Bear with me for a minute, I've just dropped it. Okay, that's interesting. So we've got crabapple and vervain. Okay, and what often happens as we're moving forward, Chloe, and you do know this, but this is for other people's benefit, our old patterns surface up and get in the way.
Yes.
So vervain says that you're on a mission to change the world. You're very much into humanitarian, helping, supporting other people. You care about the earth and everything that's happening.
Yeah.
And you don't like injustice.
No. Oh no. That's why I don't listen to the news anymore, because believe me, you used to hear things, you're like, why? Like seriously? And yeah, I don't listen to the news anymore because there's so many of them.
Yeah, absolutely. So vervain says, yes, you will change the world, but sometimes you need to know when to pull back and relax.
Yeah, not be so much of a. I think my mother calls me a Rottweiler.
Okay.
Like a Rottweiler sometimes, which it's true.
So gently just pulling back and sometimes observing and hesitating for a moment is a really good way of resetting things, and then you move forward again. Because vervain is about balance. Because when you're in a vervain state, you'll push, and you become very rigid in your thoughts. And nothing can sway you. It's set in stone.
I do believe that's called the stubborn streak.
Or it's called tenacity.
Yes, there's that too.
Okay. But it's knowing when to push ahead, Chloe, and when to relax.
Yeah.
So if ever your mind starts getting busy again, do that little exercise what we did where you cover your eyes and just shut the world out. Just for 2 or 3 minutes, just shutting the world out.
Yeah.
Just breathing in, I am calm and I am at peace. And if you're stressing about something, just clear your hair out of the way and just tap gently across here.
Yeah.
Say what's on your mind, release it from your body and breathe. Okay. And then cover up again.
Yep.
And relax. And if we keep it that simple, your mind will know when to push ahead and when to slow down. And there are some other techniques which we can do another day, but for the moment, if you just recognize when you feel tense, when you're getting that neck tension, when your back is twinging, it's showing you that maybe you need to step back a bit and just observe before you step in again.
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
So it says you will change the world, but start with changing your life.
Yeah. There's a lot I've got to sort in my life first before I know this, before I jump ahead to something else.
Yeah. But you're making those brilliant steps. You're making major steps.
Yeah.
All of that is really important because it's necessary.
Yeah.
But it's about sometimes just stopping and just smelling the roses. I've got this little expression on my fridge. Oh, sorry.
It's something I don't do I'm one of these people, I'm an all or nothing person. So I will just go like full steam ahead, and I do forget sometimes to just stop.
Yeah.
So like I said, with this COVID thing, as much as it's been horrendous and there's been a lot of people that have left this world, it has also, in a way, and it's hard and people may disagree, been a sort of blessing in the fact that it has all made us stop and reevaluate.
Yeah.
Reevaluate not just your life, but what's going on out in the world.
Yeah. Perfect. Yeah, it really has. I think a lot of people will come out with a different perspective of life.
Yeah.
But what I'm being given as a little word of advice with the new opportunity that you're now taking up, I'm not going to mention it yet, okay, you will see injustice within that. And you will feel agitated and frustrated by what you see.
I am prepared for that. I've watched enough RSPCA and that over my lifetime to know that not everything's always dealt with. Do you know what I mean? It's not always there's not always justice there. But I think that's why I also want to do it, to help them.
Yeah.
Not the people that have done the bad thing, but to help them to have a nicer life. And try not to take any home with me, because I don't have the space for them all.
I can see this happening. Okay. I'm going to smile in a couple of months' time and go, interesting. Okay. But for you, Chloe, the best thing you can do is do the same thing like we did with you now, as surround them with love.
Yeah.
And as you walk away, clear your energies and bring yourself back to that centered place.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you become, your feelings, you're such an empathic person, you will feel how that person feels. Or that feels, okay? And when you're in that space, Chloe, you then have the same mentality as they do.
Yeah.
So it's really important that you raise up the vibrations then, surround, let it go, and leave them in the care of your loved ones upstairs.
Yeah.
Right, and you will change. You will make changes. Okay. I've got a thing on my fridge which says, I used to be really clever and want to change the world. Today, I'm getting wise and I'm changing myself.
That's actually a really good one. I could do that up on my fridge.
Well, you'll get the recording in a little while, so you can have that. Okay. So for yourself, Chloe, well done. Okay. Crab apple. Do you know what crab apple's for?
I was reading about it the other night because I was drawn to certain remedies, and I was reading about it for the life of me. That was like the other night, and I've been to sleep and a lot's happened since the other night. So go on.
So crab apple is about not always loving yourself enough. It's about self-acceptance and stepping up the bar and being more loving towards yourself.
Yeah.
So recognizing that you're important, recognizing that you can make a change, giving yourself lots of love hugs. Get a teddy bear. You got a teddy?
Yeah, I've got like 50 of them.
Oh, bless you. Okay. So picking one up, and this is just a nice simple one, which I do it myself sometimes when I'm feeling a bit frustrated. No point. No, hold it. Right. And when you hold that place halfway down your arms where your muscles kind of dip there.
Yeah.
When you hold that as a pressure point, that releases oxytocin in the brain, which is love hormone. So hold on, Teddy, and imagine it's your inner child. It's your mirror image of Chloe.
I wouldn't have confessed this years ago, but I do actually quite often. I have a Teddy sitting next to me right now, and I do quite often sit there and just cuddle her for no reason whatsoever than just the fact that I just sit and cuddle her. So yeah, I do cuddle my Teddy now.
Maybe we should call her Chloe now and give her a big hug.
No, she's already got a name. Unfortunately, Mum named her.
Oh, bless. Okay. But anyway, for yourself, Chloe, it's just something as simple as that. If you're feeling a bit distressed about what you observe, maybe just step back and go, I need to look after me now, honor my needs, what I'm feeling right now. Big hug brings in the oxytocin, it brings in the compassion for you. Clear it and walk away.
Yeah.
Surround it in light. And you could do this in the evening, do it in the morning, wake up and give blessings for the opportunity you've been given, for anyone and everyone you meet, for your warm bed. Start your day the way you want it to unfold.
Yeah.
Because as you're stepping into the new, remember sometimes the old creeps in.
Yes, I am well aware. It does try to still creep in, and I don't ignore it anymore. I do acknowledge the fact that there's still old patterning there that will have to be dealt with.
Yeah, absolutely. Well done, love. And thank you so much for sharing today. And I'm just so proud of you.
Thank you.
I'm so very proud. And I'm going to stop the recording a minute. It doesn't mean that you've got to go, but I think you've shared such an important message today. And another time, maybe we'll come back and look at some of the techniques, because you mentioned like some books and that you've enjoyed reading and some videos you like watching. Maybe we'll come back and look at them another occasion, because it will give someone maybe an opportunity to go and explore something that they wouldn't have thought about.
Absolutely. But I must say, your books actually help quite a lot. I have been reading your book, and it's almost like sometimes you're talking to me, because I open the chapter and go, okay, that's just very interesting today, that I just happen to feel like that today, and oh, there it is.
Yeah, excellent. Well done, love. And I actually designed the book so that any page you open up each day, you don't have to read the whole book. It's a bit of a mission. Any page you open up today will be your message for today.
Yeah, I must admit, it's I normally tend to fall, funnily enough, on the remedies, and I go, okay, I need to maybe just address that today.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah, and if you need remedies at any time, Chloe, just let me know.
I will do.
Just know that this is about knowing when to push ahead, and you will make a difference. When to pull back and observe, and you still will be making a difference.
Yeah,
you will change things. Okay.
Right.
And Grab Apple is about loving yourself.
Yes,
So,
something I'm learning to do after 26 years. So it's taken a little while just to learn to, show myself some gratitude and some love and that. Like I said, it's easy to love other people and show them gratitude, but like I must admit, when it comes to yourself, sometimes you're like, how can you possibly do it? So I don't know.
Look at this screen, Chloe, and what you're giving to people right now is an absolute beautiful message.
I'm trying.
You did it. You did it. You overcame the Zoomy thing. You're talking on the camera, and you've really relaxed into it, and it feels like we're just sitting in the room together. So well done, love.
I must admit, the nerves that I had, like, don't know, about an hour or so ago, they seem to have run out of the room somewhere. So they've probably run out my front door and down the street somewhere. So that's fine.
Excellent. And I would say that, well done for you, just stepping through that door, because I think this is a way forward for you where you could help other people.
I'd like to. There's so much I now want to do in my life, but like I say, it's one step at a time. I'm not going to go running full steam ahead like I normally do. I'm going to take it one step at a time to see where life takes me.
Yeah, absolutely. And for anybody who's listening today, it is one step at a time. One step today, plus one step. The first one is movement, so it's a gentle movement. When you take the second step, you can feel that momentum coming in. That's when the oxytocin and the endorphins start triggering to say, I can take that braver step. If you need help support, that's why the people around you.
I think something else I've learned from and I must admit that's quite a shock to me, is when something goes wrong, like I don't make that step today, I berate myself. But reading your book and what it said is, don't berate yourself, to start again tomorrow, and I must admit that's actually helped a lot, because normally I won't tell you what words I call myself quite a number of times, you know what I mean, when I haven't done something or when something's not gone quite right. Whereas now I just think, oh well, I'll do it tomorrow. If it goes wrong, I think, oh well, I'll do it tomorrow and see what tomorrow brings.
Yeah, absolutely. And what can you learn from it, Chloe? What can you learn from yesterday? Not
to do what I did, like that, not to do the same thing again. Maybe just go about it a different way.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's everything is a massive learning curve. And you're so young now. You've got the rest of your life to live with this new pattern that you're creating.
Believe me, I don't feel like it sometimes. I do feel older than what I actually am sometimes.
I think you're a very old, a wise soul in a young body.
Great. So
that's where your wisdom's come from. You've been here and done all this before. This time you're going to put it right.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, it's in the nicest way. I really don't want to come back.
Enjoy your time on Earth. Chloe, because you're creating the life that you're destined to be.
Yeah.
I want to leave everybody with this thought: is we're talking about breaking patterns, and everybody has that opportunity. We can all make a new choice today. A friend of mine recently said, I think I was having a bit of a moment because I was coming up to my book launch and I was putting myself out there publicly, and normally I'm quite quiet in therapy. I like to be in the background. I talk about the remedies, I talk about the book, but about me now. Okay. And he said, Dawn, just think of it like this. He said, everything you do every day is an experiment. If it works out, that's good. If it doesn't, let's try a different way tomorrow. And with that mentality, I went into my book launch and it did go really well. And I know you were there, so I was so grateful for that. It was like, wow, because I took the fear out. When we stop being afraid of something and we step in with a, oh, let's give it a go, everything starts falling gently into place.
Yeah, I have to admit, on your book launch, I'd never seen you look so excited. It's like watching a kid in a candy shop. Do you know what I mean? They can have whatever sweet they like. It really was. Just so excited. And yeah, no, I must admit, Mum and I was sitting there, and I was like, good for you. I'm really happy for you that like your book launch and like what's happening for you. Do you know what I mean? Because you've done so much to help everybody over, like like me over the years, Mum over the years, so many other people's lives you've touched. And I think this is, like I said, this is just a beginning for you. And it will be nice to see where it goes.
Yeah, and I'm sure we're going to work alongside each other, Chloe. I can see that. Yeah. Thank you. And thank you so much for sharing, my lovely. I'm going to stop the recording now. Okay. I just want to say a big hugs full of gratitude for you today. Well done, love.
Yeah, and to you as well.
So proud of you. Well done.
Thank you.
I'm going to just stop this, Chloe, and thank you, everybody. If you need to get in touch, please make email addresses on there. Anybody? If this isn't just the right time, just hold that email address anyway, because I know often there's a void between when you think you need help, when you realize you're ready to have help, and when you reach out. Never berate yourself for taking those steps or for putting off getting help. But the sooner that you reach out, the easier it is for you to step back into who you're meant to be. So thank you, everybody, and I should really look forward to catching up with you next time, Chloe. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Right.
Thanks, love.
Right,
have a
bye.
great day. Enjoy your new beginnings.
I will do. Thank you. Right, bye.
Bye. Bye. So that was Chloe, and she's got such a valuable message to share with everybody, and she just said that she would like to share more of her story later on, because I know it will bring a lot of people a lot of hope, that it doesn't matter how far you fall down. When you start to reach in and love yourself and care for yourself, by either reaching out or doing something for you, you can turn things around. And for you, this could be your day. If you're not quite ready yet today, write down my email address. Maybe take a moment to think about, how do I feel today? What can I change? What do I need to address? Who could I reach out to? Maybe get a little book and write down thoughts of how you can turn things around. There are lots of natural ways that you can help yourself. My book, Free to Be Me, I'll just get your picture up again, is actually available on Amazon. If you can't get a hold of it, send me an email. It's available as a book or an ebook, and it's full with pages of self-help tips, natural things like going out and giving a tree a hug, how has the past impacted on you, giving yourself a hug, beautiful Claire there. Okay, all things that will actually enlighten you and help you, how psychic attack impacts on you. And it's designed so that every day you pick up the page, there will be a message for you. So making your own rescue remedy. Rescue remedy helps with anyone who's been anxious, stressed, or been traumatized by something in their past. So it's a magic remedy. It's available in shops, supermarkets, and health food stores, online, or if you want your own personal mix, I can do that for you. Okay. How do you start your day? Start by waking up, being grateful for what you do have in your life, And as you start working with gratitude and blessings, it brings more into your life. Take time out through the day. Once more, anger can make you feel sick. Yes, it can. But it can also be very constructive. It can be a way, a catalyst for you to make changes in your life. Use that anger constructively. Get in touch, and I will show you how you can actually help yourself today. Holly is the remedy for anger. Willow is for old hurts and resentment. Cherry plum is for when you have resentful feelings inside of you. And mustard is like a heavy cloud that comes in. So all natural, all gentle, will help ease you out of your discomfort. So I'm going to turn the camera off now, and I'm going to say goodbye. If you need help, please reach out, whether it's now, tomorrow, or a week, or month, or a year's time. There's always a right time. Reach out before you go any further down. The only way from today is up and forward. Thank you. So leaving you with the beautiful Denise and breaking the pattern. Because remember, every pattern that you've been through in life is just a pattern. You can turn it around. If you're following in someone else's footsteps and following their pattern, it doesn't feel comfortable to you. This is your day that you can change it. You can do it. Thank you and goodbye. See you later. The next step of breaking the pattern.
One day I don't know which way, I don't know. I'm lifted and I'm drifting. The gardens, they don't seem to go. Break the pattern for the sake of walking. Don't pass it on. Learn to love it, and you will win. Don't pass it on. They gave you what was you landed. They didn't know, was not aware how they could grow. Break the pattern for the sake of walking. Don't pass it on. Learn to love it, and you will win. Don't pass it on. How circle repeats itself. Lies of youth and fear. How circle repeats itself. Lies of youth and fear. Get a beat and you wait. You know you're worth more than. Get a beat and you wait. You know you're worth more